Here we go. I wasn't even recording because for some reason my camera wasn't working right. Just sitting in a bucket. I got down a little high. Boys don't finish their peanut butter sandwiches, and graham crackers just goes out the chickens. So you want me to tell you a story about how y'all came to be here and what we're all here for? Well, it starts with Larry Glottis, who's my uncle, who's still with us, thankfully. And what the thing is, what he's known for is he's a world champion Gulker, or was. And now, of course, sadly, he can no longer make sound. So he was struck by lightning out in the field on the 4th of July, 8 years ago. He's mute now. His hair turned white, and now he don't talk at all. So I'm kind of, between me and my boys, we're the only ones really what gulps at all anymore. So you'd know he was there before he ever showed up anywhere, because it'd be a trail of, you know, we do like if like there was something wrong happened, you hear, you know, that's his Gulking thing, and it's just popping that thing, and he has a real big Adam's apple. And that's, I think, where it all came from. Because people would ask, like, what are you doing with this Gulking thing? How's it, why? He just started in with if there wasn't a bass around, or he'd take a solo. So he'd alternate between the bass and then he'd take a solo. And people thought it was a stutter, but he intended to do it every single time. He didn't just gulk. He'd gulk and he'd heave. It wouldn't just be. It wasn't just that. You'd also hear. And that's like a Ethan sound. What he'd do, and that was popular before Gulking came around. But then. He'd also, sometimes it'd just be like for a whole day, he'd do the... Fella said you should make an album. He got a couple other fellas together, and it was him and 4 other guys. And so he got in mind he was going to make a Christmas album. Well, he had it, of course, orchestrated out as it goes... So it had 4-part like harmony and 4 guys all gulking up there at the same time. And I don't know if anybody would have bought it anyway, but of course it doesn't really matter anyway, because the 4 guys that he had hooked up for the Gulkestra, they all died all together. There's a cave. And the cave, I don't know, maybe they were practicing Gulking in there, because it vibrates, it'll carry in the cave. They went down there looking for him, and it was all filled up with rocks, and you could hear it. You could hear him down there. Help, help. Do not enter, there's the cave. There's when Gary got struck. And that's Michael Jackson. After that, Larry just kind of lost all motivation, and then was struck by lightning the next month. I just think it's a shame, and it's sad, but I'm proud to be one of the last holders of the Gulk, you know. But that's the thing, and that's why it's such a shame. He's mute. He cannot say a word. And I can see on your faces, you can see how it makes a man heavy and lonely, you know. I just feel like it's a sound that I wish he'd been able to record more. And I think those people who thought it was obnoxious and annoying, you know what I think now? I think they probably regret that. start doing that.